Right, Fast Johnny back for another one. Um, just another quick thank you again for subscribing and watching the content. It's absolutely amazing the amount of people that are subscribing. Please keep doing it because it helps out the channel, helps out the message. And what we're going to do with this one is get into sort of work what I've done. Some of it's good, some of it's pretty bad, but I try my best um, to cover everything. So what we're going to do, dive straight into it. um, Left school when I was on work experience. I was a chef. I was sent on work experience there for school. Did a week. I, as I've discussed in the past, I hated school. Uh, so getting out of the school environment and into the work environment was pretty good because it really helped not having the school problems, shall we say. So I think I was sitting there for a week. Thoroughly enjoyed it for that week. Um, just before it was it was probably lead up month before Christmas. Did the week, enjoyed it. Asked if there was any part-time jobs going. Said yes. Um, Brilliant. So they sort of said, yeah, we'll take you on, kind of thing. I didn't hear anything back after for a couple of weeks, but so, but because it was local to me, I walked in, said there's a part-time job going. Haven't heard anything since, and just said, oh yeah, we'll get you some shifts, and got a phone call about half an hour later saying we haven't got anyone to do the work today. Can you come in? A couple of hours? Yeah, sure. It was around Christmas time. Christmas fairs were going out. Um, I'd only had a, a week, like I said, about 30 hours experience, maybe tops, and I didn't really know what I was doing. To be honest with you, that shift didn't end very well. Um, the head chef was stressed out. Some of the second chef at the time, but apparently wasn't performing at his best, and I'm the one that got it in the neck. Um, so yeah, that didn't go amazingly well, but and I was pretty timid, so I let it stew for about 3 or 4 days before I went back and said, have I been let go or something?" And the boss of the pub went, no. Explained the situation, and you could see that I was a little bit nervous, shall we say. And the next shift, I walked in, and the head chef literally took me under his wing, apologised, and said, "Look, we'll make sure you do better next time, and we'll work with you," which is what happened. It was I did that for about 3 or 4 months. Then the school holidays came up, but the head chef was on holiday that week, so I I worked full time for the week. Um, very confident at the time. It was brilliant, all working perfectly well. So I had a good week at work. Then had to go back to school on the Monday. Um, then I got told off by all my teachers for not doing my homework, just like I was working. So I can't do my homework and be at work at the same time. One of the teachers, English teacher, turned around and says, "Well, you got to decide what you want to do. So you can either work or be at school. So you're over 16, so you can. It's your choice. You can leave school or you can stay at school. There's nothing stopping you. Nothing's keeping you here." So that night I was working anyway. I walked in and I didn't have to say much because I walked in after school and the gaffer just sort of looked on my face and he was just like, "Well, we've got full time hours for you, but you're going to ask because I can see it in your face. So, yeah, we'll discuss it after your shift." Brilliant, not a problem. Straight away after the shift, said, "Yeah, there's your hours. Fine." Says you got to go and leave school, so we'll give you tomorrow off because you're gonna have to go to into school and sort everything out. So, which I did. Um, it was all brilliant. Um, after another year of working there, everything was fine. It was brilliant. Um, the first thing is that went really wrong was the head chef and the manager um, both left after about a year, 18 months after, and got complete idiots in that didn't last long anyway. But um, the new head chef wasn't the nicest person in the world, to put it mildly. Uh, I hated working there at that point. Uh, it's amazing that I managed to stick it out another year because it was just horrible. The abuse that I got. Because he got all his mates in to help him out, and the abuse that I got was absolutely ridiculous. Um, after he left, I was already starting to get the really bad stomachs with anxiety of going into work, and so they got a kitchen manager in instead of a head chef. The first thing they did to me was give me a verbal warning for being off sick. Um, that was nice of them. Uh, the doctor at the time was treating me for a stomach ulcer, which I didn't have a stomach ulcer. It was anxiety, but didn't know. No wonder it didn't get better because there was nothing there to get better. Um, and that was the nicest thing that when you're sick, you get a verbal warning for being ill. And that was the first conversation that I'd actually had with the new people. So I think I lasted about. I ended up having a month off work because of this illness. Um, after 3 weeks, it actually just went. But that was just anxiety. I was just worried about it. I managed to style it out properly for another 6 months after, and I I was kind of running the kitchen as I was head chef, and I went on holiday. As you do, you get 4 weeks holiday a year. I only took like 2, 3, maybe, and yeah, I'd been replaced when I got back, which was, nice of them. Thanks for telling me. I mean, I hadn't done anything wrong. We just got replaced, and I was just like, oh, do you know what? Ain't worth it. So I left. Uh, the manager at the time lied and said that I'd been sacked to the people. And just like, no, I hadn't. I left. Um, so my friends knew the truth, and I knew that the manager was lying, but it doesn't matter. I then went to work with my dad for a bit. Um, that was labouring for a construction firm. Uh, it was hard work. I enjoyed it for a bit, but then the depression was already showing its ugly head. So I think it lasted about 3 years, and then obviously shut down again. So I needed time off, but I just quit. What I did. Um, did have a funny one. Whose lock? I lasted 2 days there because what happened was, told me to do this stuff, and then I was sort of left to do it on my own, like making spray gun things. So after 2 days, I was hauled into the office, and you're not doing enough. You're only doing like 1,000 a day. I'm just like, okay. And he says, well, you've got to speed up or we'll let you go. And this bloke in a suit I'd never seen before was in his office, and I was just like, do you know what? You won't let me go. You can fuck off. I'm out of here. Off I popped. Then, trying to think of what I did I was off work for about 8 months, and ended up going back to where I previously worked as a chef for the second time. Uh, good manager, good kitchen manager there. Got on with people that I work with most of the time. Some of it was abusive, some of it wasn't, some of it was good. Um, I was sort of, I wouldn't say I was sort of more in control of the stock at the time. So I basically knew everything in the fridge and freezers, which is absolutely, it's a ridiculous thing to know. We're talking about sell by dates, use by dates, and stuff like that. I just, my memory was of everything was that good. I could literally be on holiday and phone up my boss and say, I think that's needs moving or thrown away. It was that ridiculous. That's a lot of food as well. Um, eventually, my boss moved on. Which was a shame. Don't know if it would have made me stay there because I was really, at that time, really struggling with my mental health. Um, I'd basically made the decision that I was going to leave, but I didn't know what I was going to do. So the new people came in, very nice people. I got on with them, totally fine. It was not. It was good working for them, but the decision was already made that I didn't want to be there, and had a few interviews that had gone pretty badly, and I got this one interview, and then it come down to the references, and I just thought, I don't know if my boss is going to be too happy giving you a reference because I haven't actually told him that I want to leave. And this job was different city, so I literally came back, handed my notice in. He was sound, gave me the references, fine. Said, yeah, good luck. Shook my hand and everything. Totally respect to him. And yeah, off I popped to a new city. Um, was it the right move? Probably not, because I was just running away basically. Um, it's the best way I can describe it. Went to work as a chef in this other place. Started well, went brilliant. Didn't get on with one person there, but it was just a work thing. It was because she was pregnant. I was replacing her. It wasn't a. It wasn't an issue, as in we didn't like each other because we did actually get on. Um, as friends, it was fine. She tried to help me get a place to live, um, stuff like that. We just didn't work well together. It happened, but for whatever reason. But you know, talk to each other, friends, fine. And I got through the first Christmas there, and it was about February. So I was a sous chef there, and I got a letter. I think it was about February anyway, asking to come and see the manager, well, the owners, the next day. And I was sacked without any kind of warning. They even said, "We'll give you brilliant references because you're brilliant at your job." And I'm just like thinking, "Why are you sacking me for then?" Um, so that took me a little bit by surprise, as they've actually taken time out to write that letter, and I've had to go in and make money for them, believe it or not, and they know that they're going to sack me. Um, to say that I thought it was a bit harsh, a bit of an understatement. I thought it was very, very naughty, but you know, shit happens, I suppose. So I ended up going back to the old place. Welcome back with open arms, not a problem. But because I'd been running away from my problems and I had to go back, that's where everything really hit the fan. I was so unhappy. Losing this job, it absolutely it broke me. It it was probably should we say, the final straw. From being depressed to absolutely severely depressed. It was just a final straw. And I threw myself back into work. I was working like 90 odd hours a week. I wasn't functioning as a human. And it's at that point that I got diagnosed with depression and anxiety. And my boss at the time, very, very good about it. Yeah, I just couldn't function at the time, so I went off sick for a long time. About a year later, I was. He said, "Are you ever going to come back?" I went, "No, probably not. So let's just leave it." So we left it, and that was sound. Um, yeah. So that is kind of my work loss. I did do volunteering at cancer research for about 9 months. Um, that stopped when I needed a knee operation from my rugby playing days. And my mental health had taken a massive hit during that time, so I ended up just not going back. Probably a bad thing to do, just not going back. But I was in contact with them sort of, but I didn't leave the volunteering at cancer research in a proper way that I should have done. Uh, I regret that because I should have been probably a little bit more honest. I think I could see it coming, but it I should have probably done. Well, flaw of mine. Yeah, I should have done things differently. If I had it again, I would have. But I think it stems back. If you think you from the sacking, if you think you've been treated like that in a paid job, uh, then going and having an honest conversation with someone that a job that you're not getting paid for. I was getting a lot of shit off the job centre at the time, um, which made me worse, and that's why I ended up on ESA and peer. So yeah, it's a tough time. That was about 8 years ago, and I haven't worked since. Um, don't know if I'll ever work again. Probably not, but we'll see. That's up to other people. Apparently, not me. You know. Um, yeah, like I say, the one, that one where I got sacked. Only time that I've ever been sacked. That that did break me. That broke my heart. Uh, if I'm tired, I'm not bitter about it. But if I sounded bitter, then I apologise. Um, yeah. Um, I realised that I kept you for about 25 minutes now, so I'm going to let you go. Like I say, please subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, like the videos. Any comments, um, I'll endeavour to get back to all the comments, or do try my best. I think I'm going to do a video in a couple of days, but it might not be the one that I want to do. I don't know, because there is one that I want to do, but it's up in the air, because there is something I want to talk about, but I don't even know if it's a thing. So I don't know yet. But as soon as I find out, I will do that video. And well, I won't keep you in suspense. I'll say, well, this is a video that I wanted to do. So like I say, just look out for the next one. And thank you so much for watching and subscribing. It means a lot. Getting the message out there. Like I say, if anyone's ever had these issues in work, I can't be the only one. Yeah, drop in the comments. I'll try and get back to you, as I hope the workplace has sort of caught up a little on the help that they give and the support. I don't know, but I hope they have caught up a little bit on the support that they offer employees, because it was non-existent for me when I was working. So yeah, so I'll leave it there, and I'll see you at the next one. All right, Fast Johnny out.